Well, good afternoon. We've got a beautiful day here in zone 4-5, and we planted a while ago, a couple months back, our greens. They've been doing great. We're going to be harvesting all of those and moving on and kind of doubling up on the space and planting corn and squash there. But today we are planting some tomatoes. So in the hole here, you see we've got some actual eggshell. So I'm kind of combining several things I've read over the couple of years. So we've just been saving eggshell in a can on the counter. We have a Cherokee purple going in today, and already got a black creme planted. We are kind of early for our zone, but I planted more seed, did more starts than I needed, so that hopefully I can steal a couple extra weeks and we'll get a good crop. So what we're gonna do is actually plant this guy on an angle. So we'll be pinching off these bottom leaves like so. Then we're going to kind of just bend his stalk a little bit so that he'll fit in this hole, and then bend him up so that just this portion here is above ground. And that's what I did in this one. Now, so both root systems are going to be fairly near the middle here. So the other base is about here, this one this way. So what I'll be able to do is right down the middle, either run my soaker hose, or I might use a fertigation bucket. So I'll have just a bucket or like a planting pot that's got the holes on the sides. I can fill that, it'll be partially buried, and then it'll be a slow release water directly into the root zone. And so I'm taking up this whole space here. This is a 4-foot wide raised bed. We'll put just a couple of these guys. One of the things we've been learning about plant spacing is that when you look at the seed packet, you know, they talk about the between plant spacing and between row spacing. What significant factor you want to take into account is how much watering you're able to do and want to do. The closer your plants are, the more water demands they're going to have. We planted intensively in a raised bed last year, and by noon almost every day, even though we were watering, we were having some significant dehydration of each of the plants because there was so much demand on the soil. So this year we're going to space things much farther apart and give things a lot more room. But it's really hard to not try and pack in as every little bit that we can. So this is kind of between the intensive planting and a semi-intensive. Probably what you'd call a semi-intensive is what we're going to be doing. We've also here in the background, you see we've got our garlic, elephant garlic there in the back, standard hardneck garlic in the front, radishes and beets. The radishes will come out, and as we thin the beets, we'll be eating those greens. And then making space for our additional beets to grow to full size, because the beet greens are going to be great. This bed over here, we've got another row of garlic down the middle. We have some broccoli rabe that's going to be kind of a cutting type broccoli. A couple of rows of carrots on that side. These beds are a little bit more intensive than we would normally do, but we're hoping to kind of harvest things out as we go. Then we also are doing some companion planting. The potatoes here, they really went crazy in storage, and so they've have these extra long stalks that we normally wouldn't be seeing if we were planting just a seed potato. By planting something that grew last year, we're likely to have a lower yield because of the potential for disease, but we're gonna give it a shot and see how it goes. And then also the companion planting, we have peas and beans will go with our potatoes. Got a row of peas here that'll be climbing up next to the post beside us. And let's see what else we got going on. So peas and beans are up a little bit. We'll be sowing another set here shortly. And we've also got asparagus we've been harvesting. You can see a stalk here, and that guy's ready to pick. We're gonna go ahead and leave these. We just are starting a new set here, so we'll be extending our crop. We won't be harvesting any of those asparagus this year, letting all the energy that they're exerting go directly into the root development instead of trying to produce more and more spears, and that should help us out in future years. Last thing we've got here is just some fruit trees that are healed in. These are actually a bush cherry. Nanking bush cherries, I believe is what we went with. It's a sweet cherry that we'll use kind of for pies. We also have a mulberry and an almond tree. And if you ever are buying trees in that bare rootstock, you want to make sure you get them in the ground as swiftly as you can, as long as you're not dealing with frost. Most companies are going to mail them to you in an appropriate time. But if you're not able to dig your holes and get them going, then it's a good idea to go ahead and just heel them in. So you're just laying them on an angle in a trench and burying up the roots. And you can see that I've already got stuff leafing out, so I'm definitely behind. We got a little rose bush there that's going to be going in today as well. And let's do our last little bit of tour here. The newest member of our family is our little rabbit. Little Italian guy. He's gonna get 2 pounds, but we went ahead and put his pen here in the garden, so we'll be able to harvest the manure directly onto the raised beds. They don't have to age at all, and it also adds extra protection from neighborhood dogs. And our last little thing is our water retention here. We've captured from the downspout and all of that roof. It's gonna run down here. I've got an overflow option, so as the tank fills, which it is now, this standpipe and infeed will fill up and backfill all the way to here, and then any overflow will go down into our underground drain. Now this drain here actually runs directly out into the middle of this bed and then runs across all of this. So we're hoping that with all the excess rainfall, it'll go ahead and kind of continue to irrigate the subsoil of our garden. So we've got a 20 by 40 fenced space. It's here in town. We've got a lot of deer that come through, so we're hoping that the garden's Fort Knox fence will really give us a good harvest. So, well, until next time, we'll talk to you later.